What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today we are at the GSGB event organised by Star Fishery, and today we are going to be focusing on the show fish at the event. So as you can see behind me, we have a couple really stunning Ryukin, and the tanks are starting to fill up with these show fish in them. We have quite a lot of empty tanks still, but we have loads of different varieties. We've got Arandas, Moors, Joaquins. We've also got some really nice Ryukin as well, and there are going to be other varieties in the show. So in today's video we're going to be focusing on different fish throughout the show. I'm going to try and do a little walk around tour. It is very busy in the room here, and I apologise if the audio quality isn't the best, but we're going to be looking around all the different tanks. We're going to be focusing on some specific fish, maybe choosing some fish which I think would potentially win the show, and then once the judges have gone round, looked at all of the different fish, chosen the winners, we're going to be having a look at the winners as well, and having a look at the attributes, maybe potentially why they've beaten other fish, and then obviously we're going to wrap up the video at the end of the day. It's a very busy day. It is about 10:30 in the morning, and the show is going all the way till 6 o'clock in the evening. We've got lots of content to bring you, and this is going to come out in about 2 or 3 episodes. So let's have a look around the show and let's check out some fish. This is where the show fish are in the show. Obviously, as you can see, all of these tanks are completely empty, so the contestants are going to be bringing their fish into these tanks, and then they're going to be judged by a panel of 3 judges. And right behind you we have all of the fish for sale, and then in another room we have all of the auction fish, where hobbyists can bring their own fish into the auction them off, get a little bit of money for fish that they've bred or potentially grown up. But as you can see here, all of the tanks are completely empty because we're waiting for those show fish to arrive before they are judged. Just come around the show. We were previously looking at those Ryukin at the beginning of the video, and now I've just found some really nice Tamasaba. Now as you can see, these are both single tail, and you also get that sort of fantail or double tail Tamasaba as well. Now these are really similar to the Ryukin, which is why I wanted to focus on them differently from the Ryukin, but obviously you saw in those Ryukin they have that double tail, and they've got a slightly different body shape, I'd say, to them. These guys can be a little bit more round, and they can get a little bit more elongated as well. These guys obviously do much better in the outdoor pond environment and can go down to some really low temperatures. Generally the Tamasaba are found in Japan and in a lot more colder regions, and they're a really hardy strain of fish. Absolutely love the Benny or the red to these fish, and that Shiroji as well, which is referring to the snow white skin. Just take a close look at these guys. As you can see, we move all the way around from those Tamasaba. Now we're focusing on a slightly different variety. Obviously we've still got the similar body shape, the sort of round compact fish. Obviously with a fantail, which these are, I'm more used to slightly more elongated fish, maybe similar to a Shabunkin, and obviously we've gone from those red and white fish round to a blue based fish. Now I haven't seen any sort of nacreous based fantails or any sort of white based, but these guys, as you can see, are that blue base, and they have little spots of Benny or red as it is referred to, and we're obviously looking for a double split caudal fin. We're obviously looking for a nice erect dorsal fin, obviously 2 pectoral fins and a double anal fin as well. We've got quite a few fantails in here, so I'm going to show you a little close up of all of them, have a little look at the different traits each one have. They all have a sort of Ryukin-esque look about them, which I didn't actually personally know they would be. I thought they would be a little bit more elongated. Let's take a look at each individual fish, and maybe in the comments you can let me know down below which one you preferred and which one you think the judges will select as the winner in today's event. Here we are in front of one of the biggest vats at the show, and that's because some of the fish in this tank are absolutely massive. We got some 4, 5, 6 inch Ranchu One of these Ranchu here is actually being entered into the show, which we're going to have a closer look at some of these fish. You'll be able to see that in the video right now. We've got some stunning calicos, real good wen shapes, lovely bodies. We've got real good peduncles to some of these fish and real good back curves. These are real high quality fish and some lovely fish that we can see at the event today. Really nice to see some larger fish at the event today and see some real high quality specimens. After seeing those large fish that had been entered into the show, I thought it was good to have a little look around the rest of the fish and the different varieties that had been entered. As you could see, there were some pearl scales there, and now we are focusing on a few of the different oranda. There were some reds, I think there was a black as well, and some tricolors, as you could see here. Now you will also notice that all of the tanks are really clear, and that is because this show actually utilized sponge filters in every single tank, which I don't think has ever been done before in the UK. Now obviously this takes a huge amount of setting up, as you can see in this shot here, but it is really worth it for the fish, and it really helps them a huge amount throughout the day, rather than leading to them having poor oxygen levels and also poor water quality as well. A few London Shabumpkins in the shot now, really like that one, the blue base calico, and then we also had a selection of top view Ranchu and some really nice Ranchu that had been entered into the show as well. Now obviously the tanks had been set up on the air pump system, which means there was absolutely massive air pumps powering all of these different show tanks. And also the judging was done slightly differently as well. Now generally, to my knowledge, judging is done on a standards where the judges receive an image of the fish and they are looking for specific traits and specific qualities that the fish must have. They must have these specific attributes. However, this show was actually done slightly differently. There was 3 judges that chose which fish they believed was best and of the highest quality, meeting really high quality standards, rather than some slightly old-fashioned, potentially out of date standards that have been used in the past and were or are continually used throughout the UK. So I found this really interesting. Obviously I can't really comment whether this is better or worse for the Goldfish show event, as this was actually my first event, but I believe judging fish on on quality and new qualities and these new styles that are coming about is far more important than focusing on old standards and old ways that potentially the goldfish hobby was 5, 10, 15 years ago. So I really like the fact that this show is trying to change the goldfish hobby in a way and trying to set some new trends and try something a little bit different. I always say trying something different is always good, because without trial and error we will never be able to experiment or improve this hobby. Finally, we've got some really nice Bristol Shabumpkins. Really like these guys, but that is it for the show fish. I believe it's time for the judging.
One eternity later.
Now all of the prizes have been allocated to each different goldfish and the first place prizes have been awarded. So let's head around the tanks, check out the different winners of the competitions, have a little close-up of them and see which goldfish have won the GSGB awards in today's event. As you can see, this is the winner of the pearl scale class. Now, I believe all 3 pearl scales that were entered by Ping Pong Pearl Scales. Shout out to him on Instagram. Lovely fish. It's got a really nice round size to it. Real nice pearlescent scales. Obviously a variety I haven't personally kept, but they are really interesting and unique. Definitely a Marmite fish, but this one is definitely really large. Real round fish and a lovely fish to look at. Obviously, show winner gets his nice rosettes, but now we're going to head over to some of the other more unique, different varieties. So behind me, we have a large number of winners of different varieties. First up, we've got the butterfly goldfish, and next up we have the butterfly telescope. Having a close look at these 2 varieties, they are very similar in size and style. Obviously the butterfly telescope has more of that butterfly style caudal fin, whereas the normal telescope does not quite have the same deportment of those fins. Obviously we've also got the common goldfish as well. This I think was the only common goldfish entered into the show. Hopefully you can kind of see behind its rosette. Normally I wouldn't keep common goldfish, but this one's got a real nice depth of colour to it, real nice deportment of the fins. Overall, just a really stunning, high quality specimen of a common goldfish. As we pan around, we've also got a veil tail and a tosserkin. It's going to be really interesting for you guys at home to see the differences between the veil tail and the tosserkin. Obviously, these are, I would say, kind of similar varieties with the different tail shapes and obviously the body shapes as well, but overall really nice fish and something quite unique. As you saw right at the beginning of this video, here is the Ryukin, and this is actually one best in class, so this is our winner for today. As you can see, there's this red and white Ryukin behind it. Personally, my taste, I really like this Ryukin, a little bit more of a taller hump. I would say this is more of the new generation style, a little bit shorter tail, really nice hump behind the head. But as we can see, this one really nice calico colors overall, real nice round tummy. Good hump to this one, not the quite same hump that that one has, but obviously this fit the judging standards and the class a little bit more. Let's take a little close-up look at the winner. Just heading over from the Ryukin over here to the Joaquin, and this is actually the winner of the Joaquin class in the GSGB show. Real nice fish. Hopefully you can see this is around a 6-inch fish, maybe 6.5 inches. Got a real nice double tail. I would say this is probably more of an older fish because it is quite large in size, but a real nice pattern to it. Not only the depth of colour, but overall stunning fish. Let's come and have a little close up on it and see what you think. You may be able to see behind me, we have a huge line of Bristol Shabumpkins, another single-tailed variety goldfish, and here is the actual winner of the show. Really like this variety, a very hardy variety, one that you can actually keep outdoors. Real nice shape to the tail. We've got those nice top and bottom lobes. This one has a real nice calico essence to it. We've got a lovely blue base, we've got the orange, the black colours in there, a real nice dorsal fin, no imperfections in the fins or bodywork. Let's come and have a little close-up on this stunning fish. Here we can see the first place winner in the Oranda class, and we have this stunning black Oranda. Not a massive fish, but this is around, I would say, the 4-inch in size. It's really nice wen shape. I would say more of a shorter body. We've obviously got the double anal fins, the nice split in the caudal fin as well. And this has a really nice sort of metallic black throughout the body. The colour is nice and consistent. We have no imperfections in this fish, or ones that I can personally see. Really nice fish overall, and obviously won first place and you receive a nice rosette. Let's head on to some of the other fish and have a little close-up of him. You would have seen we showed some of these Tamasaba earlier on in the video, and obviously, as I mentioned, the prizes have been given out. So this is actually the class winner. As you can see, real stunning Benny and Shiroji to this fish. Really nice single tail, really hardy fish, and one that I really like. Let's take a close-up of it. So here we have the best in show and the winner of the Ranchu class. Absolutely stunning fish, and it has an absolutely beautiful back curve, really nice caudal fin, lovely split in the tail, really nice wen shape as well. Now I do have a little bit of an audience watching me, so trying not to get anything wrong in front of the camera, but really nice clean fish, and it's nice to see more of a sort of Thai style, I would say, Ranchu winning rather than potentially a top view, which would normally be winning in the shows. Really nice pom-poms as well on the nares. Really overall nice fish, got a really nice wen shape, good cheeks to it, and overall I would say beautiful fish, definitely one of my favourites of the show so far. Absolutely love this fish. Come have a little close up. That is it for the end of this episode. This is part 2 2 of the show, and we obviously have the walk around tour coming out in part 3. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing all the different fish that were entered into the show around me. Obviously we had all of the different winners, we had all of our different varieties, lots of unique varieties in the show today. It was really interesting to see the different varieties, what fish won the class and what fish potentially didn't win the class. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below which fish you thought was best and which was your favourite. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those oars changed up, and happy fish keeping.